What if I'm on OnlyFans and I don't realize it?
What kind of picture are they going to put
Who's
on
taking my money?
there?
That's what I'm thinking.
Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Poter.
And I'm KarenLee Poter.
That's my mother.
And that's my son.
We chat about sex on a weekly basis and all the things you typically don't talk about with a parent.
We like to make the most uncomfortable conversations comfortable.
So strap in,
Strap on.
and enjoy the ride. Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Poter.
And I'm KarenLee Poter.
We're chatting about sex. That's what we do here.
We talk about sex and we also talk about other fun topics like dating, relationships.
That leads us perfectly
Thank you.
into the question of the week, Mother. The sneaky freak question of the week. The question is, what was the worst date you've ever been on? What would you say?
I was going to ask you because I always go first and it's your turn to go first because I immediately know what I'm going with.
Okay, I thought about this recently. I did some poor planning before a date. And
Was this a first date?
it was a first date. Met her on Hinge. And I was like, oh, we're going to do like a little romantic picnic in some meadows nearby.
Okay.
Okay, so I said, let's meet at 7:30. And yeah, I think it was 7, then we push it back to 7:30.
Okay, irrelevant. Next.
It's not irrelevant.
Oh, really?
You know, in LA, you don't really know what season it is, okay?
Okay.
But during the winter, it can get it can get dark very early.
Okay.
So in the summer, though, you know, it gets dark around 8 o'clock. So you show up at 7, you're fine for a picnic. I didn't realize what season we were in. It was winter. It gets dark around 5 o'clock. By the time 7 o'clock rolls around, it's fucking pitch dark out there. And I got the charcuterie board going. I got the wine going, blanket, everything.
What could possess you, though, if you don't even know this person to put all this together?
Well, what else are we going to do?
Just go to a normal coffee shop or a tea shop that you like or a bar and
I
have
wanted
a drink.
to be fucking romantic about this thing.
So you were into this Hinge date.
I was excited about it.
Okay.
Well, so I get there and I was like, well, it's dark as fuck.
Where were you
No
meeting her?
one's here in the meadows.
In the Meadows.
Yeah, Silver Lake Meadows.
It's called Silver Lake Meadows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sitting. I decide, fuck it. I'm going to go for it anyway. I put out the blanket. I put out the cheese. Cut out some shit cheese up. Got the little meats going. Got a little nice wine going. Uncorked the wine. And she shows up. And
What did you say? Meet me in the Meadows?
I said, meet me for the picnic in the Meadows.
Okay.
She shows up and she could barely see me. I'm fucking sitting in the dark by myself. Okay.
It's very awkward.
Very awkward. So, you know, I tell her, listen, I kind of wasn't expecting the darkness so quickly. But if you're down, and she was down.
Okay.
So she sits down with me in the dark and we're enjoying ourselves until we catch something moving in the corner of our eye.
Oh, my God. What? An animal?
It's a fucking animal.
An animal.
An animal.
A coyote?
A coyote.
Oh, man.
A coyote approaches us.
That's scary.
I pounce up, you know.
I know what you do. You go fight or flight. You don't
Fight or
give a
flight,
fuck.
fucking
You
on my toes.
You just ditch this girl.
Ready to ditch her, but I was standing in front of her, blocking her from the fierce coyote.
How big was this coyote?
It looks like a real dog, like a real fucking thing. He starts approaching. We start backing away.
Oh, my
He
God.
starts eating the charcuterie board.
Is that what you were more upset about that than anything else?
Well, why is he eating my fucking cheese?
So you go, shoo.
No, I didn't shoo him off. I fucking bolted it. We walked the fuck away and came back later for that shit. Can you believe that? I think I grabbed the wine and ran.
Did you ever have another date with her?
We had a few dates after that, actually.
I think that actually is a great story.
You liked it? It was a pretty poorly planned date, though.
See, I actually thought you were going to talk about a different story.
What was that?
I thought you went on a date that it was in a ghost house or something like that.
No, it wasn't a ghost house. Wait, why are you coming up with my worst dates?
'Cause that sounds way worse than being attacked by a coyote.
No, I went out with someone who we met up in Venice. She was like a kind of a witchy girl, you know?
No, I don't know. What do you mean witchy girl?
Witchy.
Witchy.
I
What is
like
witchy?
witchy. Witchy's good.
All right, so that's good.
It is good.
Except that you're scared of stuff like that.
Because she's a legit witch. She starts walking around. We're walking around Venice, and she starts going, "Oh, in this building, this is haunted. It's got a little girl that lives in there, and she's a little. I'm sorry. She starts painting a picture of all the fucking dead people around us.
Sneaky freaks.
And I see her kind of like looking behind me, like seeing some shit. And I'm like, get me the fuck. This shit is so fucking scary.
That's what sneaky freaks need to know.
What?
That you get freaked out by scary movies.
I don't do scary movies. I don't do horror movies. I don't do scary movies. That's just scary. That I don't want that, and I don't want it in my romantic life on these dates.
Well, the first date had just a scary animal. The second one had a scary ghost.
What is this? Why am I getting spooked on all these dates?
Why are you adding people to your... Why don't you do normal dates? Like go to a freaking tea shop like you do and just have some tea or coffee or...
Well, yeah. What about you? What kind of wonderful dates have you had?
I've had some doozies. So much so that when I first became single after your dad passed away, I partnered with another widow and we were writing... we collected bad first dates over 40.
Wow.
And we never did anything with the book. But one day
You're sitting on a gem there, brother.
I think so because we got some crazy-ass stories in
Well,
it.
what's the worst date that you've ever been on?
The worst date that I was on, one of the worst dates, because I've been on several of them, one that ended up in a grocery store, like just walking through the grocery store because he found his ex-girlfriend in the coffee shop where we were supposed to meet.
Oh.
He's like, come this way. I'm following him through the frozen food aisle. But this is way worse. So I normally don't ever have someone come to my house to pick me up.
Oh, no.
But I had talked to this guy several times on one of the dating sites, and I figured, people know him, I know him, so it's not going to be that weird if he picks me up. So he comes to the house. He's going to take me out for a drink.
Oh, boy.
And we're getting into his Jeep.
Oh, no.
And he's in the driver's seat, and I look in the back seat, and I see like a baby blanket. And I'm like, oh, whose baby blanket is that? And I see a car seat. So I said, is your daughter? Is that her baby blanket? He goes, no, that's mine. I go, what do you mean that's yours? He goes, that's my whoopee.
Whoa.
I go, that's your whoopee.
Oh.
I wanted to jump out the fucking window. What is?
My. Was he joking or no?
I thought he was joking. I'm like,
yeah. I would assume he's joking.
He was so not joking. He goes, my daughter has her own whoopee. That's my whoopee. It's like a green fuzzy blankie. Like,
oh, it probably stinks.
Stinks. What's wrong with this guy? He's in his 50s and he has a baby blanket in his car and it's his.
Oh, not good.
So
not a good sign.
This is the start of the date. It gets worse from here.
Okay.
We drive to this bar. We're having a drink. He decides, this is a bar.
Okay.
He decides to put his legs on top of my legs.
Oh.
What? That's like an invasion. Get your
legs
fucking
off
filthy feet off of me.
No.
And so I pushed him off,
What is that? You think it's a turn on? That you're going to like if his legs are on you?
Can you imagine that?
Get your fucking thighs off of me.
With the fucking dirty shoes? I literally nudged him. I'm like, I thought maybe
Were you attracted to this guy?
No.
Oh.
No, not attracted. Especially, I could not get it out of my head, the fucking whoopee. And then he puts his feet up on me. There's some boundaries that definitely needed to stay.
This is a horrible date.
And it gets worse.
No.
There's a 3 for 3 here.
No.
This is
you should have started. This is way worse than my worst
all
date.
on the same date. He decides to talk to me about he's divorced and he's got a very hot wife, ex-wife, I guess.
What is he saying that for?
He's telling me this because he said that this woman or someone he knows makes $10,000 a month being a prostitute, and he thinks that I should do that. He was giving me advice to make some money. I'm like, you're suggesting that I charge people $10,000 for sex? He's like, yeah, you probably can easily make that. This was a turn off to me.
Fuck him.
What the hell do I need to be listening to this shit?
Yeah, some fucking bullshit.
First you got the baby blanket, then you got the feet, and then he tells me I should be a prostitute.
That is so fucked.
This is a fucked up date.
It's a fucked up date.
Yeah.
Did you take the ride home?
I got out of there as quickly as we could, and never. I saw him once.
Was it a dinner?
One other time.
Or a drink.
Drink. Never have a date that's more than a drink.
I can't stand that. I don't like that at all. I hate that you went on that date.
I saw him once at a festival. Not a festival, like a music venue.
You say hi?
I said hi, but I noticed he's walking around barefoot.
I kind of like that.
No, that's not. It's
no,
weird.
Not at a festival.
It's not a festival. It was a regular music venue, like where you see concerts. You don't walk around, with bare feet.
I'm into the barefoot life.
It's not like you're not at Burning Man or something like that. It's a 50-year-old man walking around with no shoes and socks on. That's weird. Anyway, those are my date stories, but I got many, many more where that came from in the book, which I didn't publish
yet.
yet.
More about them, Mother.
But we did get a lot of responses from Sneaky Freaks, so I'd like to jump in.
If you're just listening to the show, we do this weekly where we got a Sneaky Freak question of the week. And, we text you this question once a week, and you give us a text, and we share your answers on the show. We love hearing from you guys. So our number is
310-356-3920. And by the way, you don't need to, if you don't want to use your name, we can put your stories as anonymous or whatever. So you
just let us know.
Yeah, just let us know.
Speaking of bad dates, Gina says, I've been on a lot of strange dates, especially considering at one point in my life, I worked as an escort.
Okay, so she could have gone with the guy that I was, that apparently.
It's never good, though, when someone's telling you what type of profession you should have. Yeah. Fuck this guy.
You're still thinking about that. Okay.
I don't like that. Anyway, this guy, Gina goes on to say, this one particular date, it was a real date, not a paid date. I was driving him home and had a flat tire. My date insisted on changing the tire for me. I actually knew how to change my own tire as I had an associate's degree in automotive technology.
She is a great sneaky freak.
Fucking love Gina.
She's got all kinds of stuff going on over there.
But it was a date, so I allowed him to play the man role and change my tire. Okay, so he changed the tire, and I start driving him back home to his house. We enter the freeway, and my tire flies off of my car. It bounces all the way across the other side of the freeway.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, we were not driving very fast yet, and we were not injured. But after I ran across the freeway to retrieve my tire and I put it back on myself, he admits to me that he may have forgotten to tighten on the lug nuts.
I know about lug nuts.
What a dumb fuck.
Do you know about lug nuts?
She goes on to say, I dropped him off at his house and I never saw him again. That level of stupidity was too much for me, especially when he knew I could change my own tire and practically begged me to let him do it for me anyways.
What a macho man he was.
Macho man. I would love to go out with you, Gina, if you know how to fucking change
By the way,
tire. I know what lug nuts are. I don't know if I'd be able to change them.
So you took driver's ed?
Yes.
They never taught you how to change a tire?
I'm sure they did.
They taught us how to do it, but when I had a flat tire 30 years after I got my driver's license, it was in front of a pet cemetery. On a desolate road. It was freezing in the middle of the winter. And that's why I got a flat tire. And I am telling you, I walked into the pet cemetery, the funeral home for the pets, and you see little urns with all the cats and dogs on the you would have freaked out.
I would have freaked the fuck. I don't know. I might have just frozen to death out there.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if I'd go into that cemetery, the pet cemetery. Pet cemetery is so much worse than a normal cemetery.
It was a pet cemetery with a funeral home with all the little urns and little caskets.
You know, those are fucking freaky ass people in there.
And the guy out there trying to change my tire with the lug nuts were so cold they were freezing off, and he was breaking them off. Oh my God, it was a disaster. So I understand her frustration, Gina. I relate to the story.
I would have been furious if that fucking guy convinces me to change my fucking tire and then it starts rolling across the street. Are you kidding me?
It's so funny though.
That is a hilarious image, and I'm glad you're okay. We got Tony who writes in, hello, I missed you. I met this woman, tits as big as Dolly Parton and mouth like a toilet, cussing and smoking all night long. Not at me, but other people. That date ended earlier without me tasting her giant tits. Have a good week. Love you both.
Tony, that is pure bliss right there. I don't know what else to say.
I love that he's describing her as a woman, tits as big as Dolly Parton and mouth like a toilet. And it sounds like he's turned off by her cussing and smoking all night long.
Yeah, and apparently he liked the big tits, though.
He did, but he's describing her with, this is not the most eloquent language.
Tony, that is funny.
That is very funny. Thank you for that, Tony. I'm fine. Are you turned off by people swearing on dates?
I'm fine with them swearing on dates.
Cussing like a...
I always swear.
Yeah. All right. Megan goes on to say, so this one time I went on a date. It wasn't explicitly a date, but it 100% felt like it and had all the components, with a guy who wanted to show me his favorite spots in LA. This guy was sharply dressed. We drove around, saw some neat sights, but he kept asking me to take his photos. He didn't
That is weird. That is weird.
No, he didn't ask me to take a picture of us. And no, he didn't ask to take a picture of me as well. Just dozens of moments where he'd point out a cool statue and say, oh, hey, look at that. Quick, take a picture of me.
That is weird.
Fucking awkward and weird, and I don't like that at all.
And it could have been so much better because I went out with a guy who it was an amateur photographer,
Yeah.
And he took me to some places where, his favorite photo shoot spots are. And he was just showing me where, and I thought that was very romantic. This was not the case.
What is this guy getting out of these pictures? Was he going to use this for like an app, a dating app or something like that?
Apparently. He said, oh, well, I might as well get some use out of this.
I need someone to take photos of me?
Yeah.
Fuck this.
It's actually a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea. Megan, fuck that guy. I hope you didn't go out with him again.
Jay said, had a great first coffee date. I walked her home. Her mom greeted us at the door and insisted I come in. I helped them make cookies. It was lovely. Also, her dad wears a shirt with no pants. What? Or undies around the house.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
He gives a nice, firm handshake without breaking eye contact.
Could you imagine? First of all, how do you get to the place where you're after a first coffee date, you're making cookies?
Yeah.
I'm kind of into that.
I knew you would love that.
I think that's kind of sweet. But then the dad comes down and he's not wearing no pants, no undies.
So he's flip-flopping it around. He's
completely
just dingle-dangling it.
No. He's wearing a shirt, okay? So he's kind of like Pooh Bear in it,
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He's got the shirt on, but no pants or undies.
But he gave a nice firm handshake without breaking eye contact.
I would be so fucking weirded out with the fucking...
Who would want to shake his hand when you know that he's not wearing any pants?
You think because he's not wearing pants, he's way more likely to be touching his dick all the time?
Yes, men are always touching things like, oh God.
That is a horrible one, Jay. I really feel for you on that. I'm curious if you went on another date with her after that. Can I read Tom's?
Oh, yeah,
The
Tom.
elder statesman, Tom, is piping in here. He says, during college, I had extreme hots for a redhead with a fantastic body. I'd gotten myself all worked up about the date and the expectations had gone through to the stratosphere. It started with a flat tire. Another flat tire.
Another flat tire story. Jeez.
Progressed through clumsy conversation and ended with a makeout session in which it turned out she was the worst kisser ever. Open mouth and unresponsive. That is probably the worst type of kissing.
That is so
Just
annoying.
like a hole.
It's like a baby bird being fed by its mother.
Ew. He goes on to say, after multiple tries and a bit of coaching, it still felt like I was wagging my tongue in the Grand Canyon.
Ew.
First and last date. Oh.
I got to tell you, if you have a bad kiss like that,
Yeah.
you're done.
Done.
I
can't do that again.
You can't. No
And
matter
then
how great this person is.
Come on. You can't kiss. You're not going to be able to fuck.
No. It's untrainable.
I mean, we've had some sneaky freaks who've said that, kissing, they've been with people who can kiss and not fuck. I think it's all connected. It's a bodily awareness thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But he tried to train her and it didn't work.
A first date to try to train someone how to kiss it's a ballsy move, Tom. I appreciate that. Do we have
We have another one here.
Yeah.
From Claire.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi, hope you all are enjoying summer. The worst date I've been on was when I was living in Montana. I met this guy on a dating app, and we had a good conversation and decided to meet up at a sushi restaurant.
Okay, red flag.
Why?
Red flag already.
Sushi?
I don't trust anyone who's willing to pay for sushi on the first date.
Why does this cheap side of you come out always on a first date?
I'm just saying, because you don't know this person. Suddenly you're treating them as a fucking sushi dinner. There's something up with that. Go on.
Okay, well, I don't see that big of a problem with sushi.
Okay, go on.
Especially, what if he's had like a ton of money?
Oh, well, maybe.
What if he owned a sushi restaurant?
Because if he's got a ton of money, what is he doing? Why is he? I guess maybe. I don't know. All right, Go on.
When I met him, I got a huge serial killer vibe.
Thank you.
Now that's a red flag.
I'm telling you, that's a fucking serial killer move.
He didn't do anything wrong, really, but it was just something I was sensing. Also, his pupils were very strange looking, so I don't know if he was on something.
Oh, God.
That's the only date I've been on where
Jesus
I consider
Christ.
totally ditching the guy by saying I have to go to the bathroom. Oh, my God. I've done that.
You've done the bathroom ditch?
Literally, it was like I ordered a beautiful meal in an Italian restaurant with this guy, but the date was going south real fast. And your brother, who was like 11 at the time, called me because apparently the person that he was staying with for the night wanted him to go home. So I had to go wrap it all up. We gotta go. I pick up all the food. He says I can keep it because I think he kept kosher.
Oh my God.
We get in the car. We're driving back. We pick up Jeremy. And you know what Jeremy says? This car smells like old people.
Oh, not good.
Not good. But we had a nice Italian meal.
Jeremy ate the rest of his
Oh, yeah. Including
the
bottle of wine.
Oh, wow.
These things just keep coming back to me, these wonderful dates that I've had.
Wow. So Clara, I feel for you. If I sat down with someone, they got shifty ass eyes, there's fucking
serial killer
pupils. That's weird when you can see it in the pupils, because the pupils you can really see into the soul.
Well, especially if they're on to something.
That's not good. It's not good.
That's scary.
Very weird vibe, and then you got the whole sushi thing going on.
I still don't see what the problem with the sushi is.
She goes, I stuck it out for some reason. I think I set a world record for fastest eating sushi roll. I was stuffing sushi in my mouth, trying to end it as soon as possible.
What do you sneaky freaks think? Should you have more than a meal on a first date? Especially
more than a meal? How about
I meant
meal?
A meal. Like I'm thinking coffee, tea, or a drink, and that's it.
That's it.
In and out in 45 minutes. No 2-hour dates.
Charcuterie board.
That's a little too much.
It's too much?
It's too much. I think it was my sister said that one time she came and some guy had an entire luau set up in his apartment.
Oh.
Like a Hawaiian luau. He gave her leis and stuff like that.
Oh, my God.
That's a little too much, too.
That's fucking hilarious.
You probably would love that.
I would like a luau situation. Joseph says she wore Crocs and had shitty weed.
Well, I agree with that.
I like Crocs.
I don't like men in Crocs. I'm sorry. I know they're popular right now, but I just don't like them.
I saw a girl in Crocs the other day, and I said, I might go up and talk to this girl. She was very stylish and cute.
Girls can wear Crocs. Boys, no.
Really?
For me, but I know that a lot of people would disagree with that.
How about the shitty weed? You'd be turned off by that.
Someone has shitty weed? Yeah, that's a red flag.
Red flag.
What's my biggest red flag? Would you like to know?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't like when a guy cuts up their mother.
Oh, you don't do that.
No.
Don't
go. And I also went on I did not go on a date with this guy because he told me that he's waiting. I said, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm waiting for my dad to die because I'm going to inherit the company.
Ooh.
Another red flag.
Big red flag.
If you don't think highly of your parents, you're going to be...
Just, I think in general, you bring that negativity to a date. That's not where. That's not the place for negativity. You know what I'm saying?
You don't talk like that.
Dude, don't start cutting people up. They're going to be cutting you up soon.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Red flag.
I think that's... I have one more that I want to read, and then I think we're going to move into the next segment. How about that?
Okay.
The worst date... This is from LJ. The worst date I've ever been on. When I was in college, I took a girl out to see Little Orphan Annie off Broadway. There was little kids in the row behind us enjoying the play and being a little loud. She asked me to tell them to shut up. I refused and ditched afterwards. It's for the kids to enjoy. It totally killed the mood. I completely agree with you, LJ. First of all,
I like to say something. LJ, what the hell are you taking a date to an Annie off
Little
Broadway?
Orphan Annie.
It wasn't even on Broadway. The off-Broadway part.
Off-Broadway Little Orphan Annie.
Now, your sister was an Annie.
Yeah.
She was Annie.
Yeah.
But
she still wouldn't take her date to fucking Little Orphan Annie. I don't like Annie. If you're going to go to Annie, you got to expect that there are going to be kids there. I don't know why kids love fucking Annie, by the way.
I was just
kids without parents.
I was just with two little girls all weekend, and they were constantly singing Annie to the point where I had your sister call up and sing to them on FaceTime.
I fucking love Annie. Anyway, you're gonna have kids there. I agree with LJ. You can't be fucking criticizing these kids. No.
But also, don't take a first date, a blind date, or any date to an Annie show unless
I feel you on that.
Unless the person is in Annie, then that's a different story.
You want to read one more, Mother?
Okay, well, this is from Justin. It wasn't really a bad date. It says, "Hola, folks. I have followed a strange path, which has led to a good number of partners and even marriage. Yet I somehow managed to never go on a date."
Wow.
Which is good. They look gruesome and terrifying, like a porta potty at the state fair that has been tipped over and set on fire.
Wow.
How's that for a visual image? A porta potty at a state fair that's been tipped over, not even just gross.
I'm pretty amazed.
Set on fire. Like he definitely has seen this.
He's really against these dates. But even, it's Come on, even in a marriage or even in any partnership, but you're hanging out one-on-one doing a romantic thing. It's considered a date.
How do you know that wasn't like arranged marriage?
Yeah, but even when you're married, you never go. Do you ever go on dates with these?
Of course.
Okay, so you're in a committed partnership. It's a date.
I guess so. I mean, I don't necessarily call it a date, mate. We go out to dinner.
Okay. I guess Justin is really looking at just the original. You don't
original
know the
first
person.
day, yeah.
You're just fucking free balling it on this, spending time with some stranger.
Do you remember one of my first dates ever after your father died and you and your brother were upstairs and his doorbell rings and he walks in and he's carrying like a bunch of orchids, but he looked like a naked mole rat?
Yes, we named the naked mole rat from now on.
Yeah.
It's not a nice thing that we did.
And your brother decides he's hyper, so he's playing basketball in the house, banging the ball, and the guy goes, "Oh, throw the ball to me." So Jeremy tosses the ball to him, and then the guy whips it at Jeremy's chest and knocks him over.
Too strong of a chest pass for a little kid.
For a little kid, he just like
Fuck
whipped
this guy.
him over.
You're trying to show off how hard you can fucking throw the fucking basketball.
That wasn't the actual. That was a red flag right there.
Fuck this guy.
Right from the get-go.
Thank you all very much for your responses.
I hope you
worst
enjoyed.
dates.
I hope you enjoyed that segment, and I hope you enjoyed our tales of woe.
Tales of woe. One of the most common questions we get on this show is, where do we buy sex toys?
And we have the answer for you.
It's called Love Honey.
Woohoo!
Love Honey is the biggest sex toy store on the planet, home to all things pleasure. What are you holding over there?
I'm holding something special. It's called the Womanizer, the Premium 2.
Ooh.
I know someone who never had an orgasm until she tried the Womanizer. How about that for a little anecdotal story?
So what's so special about that Womanizer?
It uses patented pleasure air technology, making it an amazingly powerful pleasure product that can stimulate the sensitive nerve endings of the clit with gentle airwaves for mind-blowing orgasms, Cam.
And they have products for whatever parts you got. They have something called the Blow Motion, which they sent my way. This thing is something you can put your dick in. It warms up. It's got a motor in there. It will take you to all new heights, and you can kind of control the temperature, the intensity, the speed. It's a beautiful thing. If you're trying to get a device to help you with your pleasure, Love Honey is the place to go. And right now, lovehoney.com is offering our listeners 20% off your order when you enter code MOM20, MOM20, at checkout if you use the link in our episode's description. That's lovehoney.com, LOVEHONEY, and use code MOM20 to get 20% off these delicious toys. Lovehoney.com, code MOM20. The link is in our episode's description. We are proud to be sponsored by Athletic Greens.
Yummy.
This is how I start my day now, with AG1. Here's the deal. I decided I wanted to start using AG1 because I was on antibiotics, and it destroyed my gut, and I need to rebuild that. And what better way than to rebuild with AG1? It's got probiotics in there. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source ingredients, and adaptogens as well to help you start your day right.
You guys are going to love Athletic Greens. You got to try it.
And it costs you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit.
And you don't have to figure out what vitamins to take because it's all in there.
That's exactly right. It's kind of just like your insurance that you're going to have a healthy day.
I love it.
Yeah. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D. Weren't you just recommended vitamin D?
I just got recommended. We don't get enough vitamin D in our diet.
Well, you can get a free 1-year supply and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/sneaky. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/sneaky to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Link is in our episode's description. I've got a very exciting announcement. We're starting a new segment of the show because we've loved hearing from you guys through these texts, but we want to get to know you even more. So, we're going to start a segment of the show called Freak of the week, baby.
Oh, yeah. And we have a freak of the week that I know you guys are all going to know and love.
We're going to call up this little freak of the week and
surprise him. It's a him.
So, announcing our first sneaky freak of the week. It's none other than the wisest of us all, the sagest of sage,
the oldest of us all.
It's the elder statesman, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Woo, we didn't practice.
Glad to be here.
We are so delighted to have you here. You know, you just texted us about your worst date, and I'm sorry to hear that it sounded like you was wagging your tongue in the Grand Canyon.
Yes, I was.
It's horrible.
Horrible.
Worst kisser ever.
So in that situation, can you do anything about that?
I tried, but it didn't seem to change the dynamic any. So I think I texted you first date, last date. We didn't go any further.
I don't blame you.
We all have those. I hate that St. Bernard type of kissing.
You know, I've so enjoyed your texts over the past several months.
But I have a question for you. How the freak did you find us?
How did I find you? I think it was at the beginning of COVID, actually. Maybe a little bit before, but I was just trying to find something to listen to at night. Don't really like TV at night so much, so I just, in Apple Podcast, I just looked for sex interviews or something, and yours popped up.
Love it.
We love it. We're
happy to have you here.
We like when things pop up.
It occurs to me that you probably are the most environmentally friendly of all the freaks that we have.
Why?
Well, just in the sense that he's friends.
I've done it outside a few times.
Yes, that's right. What have you learned from fucking in the forest?
Don't get in poison ivy.
I thought about that. I literally
that has happened.
Oh, it has happened. On your front or your back?
I had an itchy butt for a good while. That was actually in college, and sitting in those hard seats with an itchy butt wasn't easy.
Oh, yeah, a lot of calamine lotion on that thing.
All right, so any other?
And my friend had it on her knees, so you can figure things out from there.
Oh,
you wild and crazy freak!
When was the first time you did a forest fuck?
Probably in college. I went to a small school, and it was a lot of national forest around, and we would go camping and hiking and stuff, and that was probably it. I was probably about 19 years old.
Have you ever also fucked on a beach?
Yes.
Is there?
That's hazardous.
Yeah, you don't want to get that sand up there.
You know what a screaming seagull is, right?
No.
Well, when you had some intercourse and you come out and get sand on it and go back in again.
Oh, is it?
Screaming seagull is not fun.
It should be plural.
So is it not fun for the penis or the vulva or whatever?
The vagina.
What orifice?
The vagina.
Vulva was mostly affected, but it wasn't really fun for either one of us.
Oh, wow.
People romanticize this beach thing.
I do.
I know, and it's not fun, and especially when someone walks by and says, "Oh, I want some of that."
Oh, yeah.
Have you been a grassy area next to a beach is one thing, but sand along the ocean, that's something else totally.
Are you an exhibitionist?
Am I an exhibitionist? Not particularly, because I'm not really doing it in places would be easily seen. I'll put it that way.
So when you swing from a tree like Tarzan, you don't think you're being seen?
Well, I was far enough away from everything, I think. But I mean, I guess there is the risk, and maybe that's a little bit of the thrill too.
Yeah. Have you ever been seen?
Yes, but it really wasn't like out in the woods or anything. It was more like in a college dorm setting, got caught.
You had a lot of fun in college.
I had a lot of fun in college.
Sounds like it. You keep bringing that up.
It was pretty good. Well, that was the beginning of my real sexual journey, I guess.
Yeah, I wish I had your college experience.
What would you classify yourself as in terms of sexual journey? Are you a beginning, medium, advanced, super advanced, expert?
I don't know. I guess I'm advanced. I'm not super advanced. But
and you're married?
I am married. I've been married for almost 50 years.
Congratulations. And here's a question. Do you explore outside of the marriage? Is it open or is it pretty monogamous at this point?
Or you could pass if you're not comfortable with that question.
Well, I have strayed. It's not, and she knows about it. And we've worked through that. So, but it's not an open marriage, no.
Okay. I know a while ago you texted saying, yes, I've enjoyed eating testicles, aka mountain oysters, several times.
What the fuck?
When have you eaten, were they bull testicles? What kind of testicles were they?
I was actually visiting in Lincoln, Nebraska, and there was a testicle festival
Oh my
outside of
God.
town at a rural county fair. It was a fundraiser for
Testicles?
some charities, and there was cold beer, and you got your choice of bull, hog, or ram.
Oh.
Bull, hog, or ram?
How did you
Various
choose?
barbecue sauces.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was fun.
Do you know, I don't even eat red meat, so I guess that classifies as testicles as well.
That's probably true. Now you can get. I live in the eastern part of the country. There's a lot of turkey farms here. You can get things called turkey fries, which are about the size of your thumb. And I haven't gotten them in years, but you could fry them up, and they make nice little hors d'oeuvres.
Oh wait, the turkey, the turkey fry
turkey.
is it a long testes? What is it?
Yeah, those. Do the turkey testicles, are they kind of like the gobble gobble? Do they hang low, or is that the dick that you're talking about?
No, it's the hang low.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Do they have vegan testicles?
Not that I know of.
Tom, when you ate these, did you choose bull, ram, or
He said bull.
Oh, he said bull. He said bull.
You said bull.
We got a little bit. We tried it. It was a group of us that went, and we got a little bit of everything. I remember one of the young women that was with us. I don't think she quite knew what she was getting into. She ended up sliding her plate over and letting everybody else have it after she had a plate.
Would you say that you felt very vivacious afterwards?
Virile.
Virile?
Not especially, no.
Did you want to
I don't think it
puke?
pumped me up at all.
I would want to puke. Did your wife eat this too?
She wasn't there. I was actually at a conference kind of thing. She has had them and would not choose to have them.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
All right. This is really grossing me out. Thank you for this information, though.
Do we have one last question for the elder statesman?
I do. I have a question for you, Tom.
Okay.
What would be the most valuable piece of information you could teach young Toms in training?
I had a pretty good time in college and all, but I was not always super confident. So I think the piece of advice I would give is to be confident and communicate. I didn't always communicate very well. And I think those are the two C's, confidence and communication, will go a long way to help you in the relationship, friendships, all sort of things. So
I freaking love that information. I 100% agree with you.
Tom, you fucking rock.
You do.
Thank you for all of your wisdom and all your answers. It's been a blast getting to know you over these past several months.
I could cry.
Oh.
And I'm going to keep listening, tuning in.
Keep tuning in. You're our first freak of the week. We're so excited to have you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting
coming
us
on.
giving you a call.
Sure. I look forward to future freaks of the week too.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully keep this segment going.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
You're welcome.
Bye.
And that was the freak of the week, Tom, our elder statesman.
I fucking love Tom.
We love him. And
Tom, thank you
was
for
fun.
coming on.
That was a lot of fun.
If you would like to be considered for the Freak of the Week, or if you enjoy this segment of Freak of the Week, please shoot us a text at 310-356-3920. I fucking love getting to know these people.
Getting to know
such sweethearted, smart people.
We actually got a text, or I should say an Instagram message from another freak.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone knows Mr. Bean.
Oh,
Mr. Bean.
He might be the original freak.
He was the original freak. He likes to stick pop rocks up his anus.
Yes. I was just at this sexpo, and someone gave me a bunch of pop rocks. I immediately thought of Mr. Bean.
Oh, my God. Well, Mr. Bean thought of us because he sent a little picture here, And the picture reads, it's like a little boy with his eyes wide open. It says, when you send her a dick pic and she replies, LOL, I'm not into toes. Thank you for sending us that cartoon, Mr. Bean.
I love that.
I love it too.
I love it.
I also want to mention, by the way,
Yeah.
Cam, that driving over here, I got a new revelation from you.
What was that?
First of all, your taste in music is bizarre.
Fuck off.
I mean, it's like Indian, and the next thing you know, it's I don't know. It's
eclectic. It's worldly.
It's definitely worldly.
Yeah.
I would not use that anywhere else besides with me because you don't want to.
What do you mean? It comes on all the time. Or anytime someone comes in the car, it's coming on.
And people, is it a conversation starter?
Sometimes it is.
Or stopper?
Sometimes it's like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, today we were listening to Herb Alpert. And
Yes.
And I think I know Herb Alpert from my dad.
I bet fucking Tom likes Herb Albert.
Of course, we should call him back. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, back in the 60s, I believe, was playing when I got in the car. And I noticed the name of the song.
Yeah.
The Lonely Bull.
Yeah. Before you notice the name, I said, this is my theme song. And you look down, you go, The Lonely Bull?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was what it was called.
And you started laughing.
Because I am the lonely bull over here.
I know. And it goes into our bull's testicles. And
That totally relates to the bull's testicles.
we're just
Oh,
coming to full circle. Full circle here.
Full fucking circle. Well,
Full circle. Well, anyway, I just thought our little sneaky freak listeners would like to know that you are now dubbed the Lonely Bull.
the lonely bull. Okay.
Do you feel you're a lonely bull?
Yeah, I'm a lonely fucking bull.
Oh, it's so sad.
Although I will say,
At least you're not a lonely calf or something.
I woke up this morning feeling very bullish,
Is that
horned up,
Oh, here we go. Here it comes.
and there was someone in mind.
Who?
Someone I've hooked up with in the past.
Is this like a premonition that you should hook up with this person again?
No, it's me being fucking horny for someone. At what point you think it's just if you're feeling the impulse, you just fucking fire away and just text, "Hey, I'm feeling horny for you."
You know, there was a scene in one of my favorite movies, Modern Romance, where Albert Brooks does.
What's going on with your voice right?
I had something caught in my throat. Albert Brooks. Now you mess with my head, okay?
What did Albert Brooks say?
All right, he's doing Quaaludes
Of course.
because his girlfriend broke up with him,
Yeah.
and he starts going through his Rolodex to call people because he's horny.
Yeah.
And he starts making all these dates, and he doesn't know until the next day how many people he made dates with
Oh my
because
god.
he was horny.
Of course.
So that's what it reminds me
That's
of when
exactly what I
you're
feel like.
dreaming of sex with random women, and you're
But do you think if I were to just text this person out of the blue, would that make her horny, or is it kind of like, well, they're not on the same page right now?
I don't know, Cam. I don't know who
Well,
the hell
how-
this person is, and I don't know how you ended it, and I don't know who ended it.
Open-ended.
Open-ended.
So,
So obviously there's a door that's open that you should explore.
but to get a random horny message in the middle of the day,
You don't think people do booty calls all the time?
in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
I think it's very distracting. If I got one of these, I'm like, can we wait for like the weekend or
What?
late night or something like this? It's very
Okay.
distracting right now.
You once again are Mr. Spontaneity there.
Okay, well,
Mr. Spontaneity, lonely bull forever.
okay. Confidence and communication, according to Tom.
I thought that was wonderful advice to our young little Toms.
The little Tom-Toms.
Cam, over the years, I've been with many different guys, and some of them have had problems getting it up.
And so what do?
They go to Rex MD.
Oh, Rex MD is the solution if you want more boners, folks. It can be very frustrating when you're in bed and you can't get aroused when you're feeling in the mood.
And guys hate going to the doctor. It literally takes half a day just to get this done.
Yeah, you don't want to make a whole doctor's appointment. No, this is much easier. Rex MD is all about simple solutions.
Do it all online.
Rex MD makes getting generic and branded Viagra easy. Everything's online, even the prescription, and they deliver it to your door. There's no office visits, no talking to a receptionist. Super simple.
Do you know that Viagra can cost about $90 a pill?
Too much.
But Rex MD has generic Viagra for just $2 a pill.
I would fuck for $2 a pill.
Even you.
Even me, the cheap-ass motherfucker. Just fill out a quick medical questionnaire on their website, and a U.S.-based doctor will review your situation and prescribe you generic Viagra if it's appropriate. And then the medication gets shipped to you with free 2-day shipping. Couldn't be easier.
There's no shame in any of this.
It's fast, simple, and cheap, and you can access your RexMD physician anytime you need afterwards.
It's helped over 100,000 guys get generic Viagra quickly and conveniently.
And what's more, sample packs of generic Viagra are now available
Woohoo!
for our listeners. Just go to rexmd.com/mom. Just go to rexmd.com/mom to get started. That's rexmd.com/mom. Get those boners up. It's time for Hit On or Shit On. This is the segment of the show where we get to look at your comments and questions and determine whether they are a hit on or a shit on. What do we got this week, Mother?
We got...
I wrote it down here.
Oh, okay.
It's in there. Yeah. This is from Chris the Cougar Tamer. Oh, God. This is not already off to a bad start.
Why?
Why? Chris the Cougar Tamer? He writes, I've seen you on an app other than this. Can't remember, though.
Yeah. Is that a hit on or a shit on? Was he saying like I was on like OnlyFans?
Oh, what? You got like a fake account or something?
And now I'm worried.
You got a fake account.
Because that's happened to me before where people have like stolen my Instagram pictures and claimed to be me, and then you have to report them and all this other shit.
Oh, God.
What if I'm on OnlyFans and I don't realize it?
What kind of pictures are they going to put
Who's
on
taking my money?
there?
That's what I'm thinking.
I wouldn't be surprised if you already had an OnlyFans account and you didn't even realize you set one up.
It's very possible because I remember looking into it at one point.
I'm telling you, I bet you have a fucking OnlyFans
Sneaky
account.
freaks, if you know of an OnlyFans account that looks like me, let me know because I want to cash in on some of that.
We got another. So I would say that's probably a hit on.
I don't know.
Come on. It's definitely a hit on. He's talking about how he's seen you on other apps. Yeah. Hit on. Hot Pockets says, well, I'd rather hang out with her than the girls he's describing, whether she knows what she's talking about or not. What is that fucking smirk? What the fuck is that smirk?
You know, people think I don't know what I'm talking about. And apparently he'd rather hang around with me even if
regardless of whether you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I just thought I'd mention that. That's a hit on.
Okay, that's a nice hit on. What was I discussing in this clip or whatever where I was talking about girls?
I don't remember.
Oh, God.
And that was our segment of Hit On or Shit On.
Hit on or shit on. Does that mean it's time for...
Mom's News.
Mom's News.
Mom's News.
Mom's News is a segment of the show where we share earth-shattering, groundbreaking, need-to-know info. Mother, what do we have this week?
This is brought to you by our elder statesman, Tom.
Oh, Tom contributing even more to the show.
A whole Tom show. It's from the easternshorepost.com, one of my favorite publications.
Oh.
And the title is Name of Future Parksley Bar and Grill Causes a Local Stir.
Uh-oh. What do they name this bar and grill?
The name of the new bar was on the minds of speakers during a public comment period at Monday's Parksley Town Council meeting.
I would love to go to this town council
You know what?
meeting.
I'd never really liked these like PTA meetings.
Really?
But we'd sit there for 45 minutes discussing if you want chocolate milk or plain milk in the cafeteria.
Well, that's a very hard question.
Well, this is a hard question. Several speakers, all women, said the name The G-Spot is disrespectful of women and not a good reflection on the town.
Wow.
This is what people are worried about.
The naming of this new bar. What do you think of the bar, of a bar called the G-Spot? Would you go to that?
I think it's very clever, but here's what it's all about. Co-owner Kelly Hart also spoke about the choice of the name, explaining her husband, G.W. Hart, often goes by G.
Okay, so it's kind of an homage to this guy.
I think she didn't like that, though.
No, she likes it.
Those speaking both for and against the name said it's not within the town's jurisdiction to say what a private business calls itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Freedom, baby.
Freedom of speech.
Okay.
Still, one speaker, former council member Julie, I'll keep her last name private in case people... She asked the council to send a letter to the owners asking them to modify the name. The council took no action on the request. The Harts announced earlier this year they had bought the former club car.
Julie's got such a stick up her ass.
I know.
She can't get over the name that this bar is going to be called the G-Spot. She needs her fucking G-Spot fucking stimulated.
Well, after they held a contest to name the restaurant, the name Off the Rails was selected, and in a June 28th post On Off the Rails Facebook page, the bar name and logo were announced. So a lot of friends and family from the community named the bar. We kept getting the name. What's all right?
We get the point. We got a very stiff-ass town.
It was a stiff-ass town, but you know what? Thank you, Tom, for bringing this to our attention. You know, it's too bad when people can't just understand that there's some fun in life.
There's some fun. You would be at the G-spot every fucking night.
I can't think of a better name for a bar.
You'd be rubbing up that G-spot.
You know who don't understand about the G-spot? The people objecting to the name, the G-spot.
That's exactly right, Julie.
Well, thank you, Tom, any
Tom.
future freaks that want to send me Mom's News articles that I would never have found this on the Eastern Shore Post had it not been for Tom.
You don't often read the Eastern Shore Post?
I don't.
Yeah.
But I will now.
Yeah, you really should keep up to date because it's a wonderful publication. Thank you for sharing that riveting Mom's News.
Mom's News.
Mom's News. What were you going to say?
I don't even want to know what's coming right now.
Oh, yeah. What's coming is the segment of the show you all have been waiting for. The segment that gets Tom fucking swinging from those vines.
And he has to slather himself up with calamine lotion from all the poison ivy and poison oak that he gets from swinging on those trees.
That's exactly right. It's the time that gets your heart racing. It starts making you think you need to go to a cardiologist because you got palpitations. You're so horned up.
Oh, yeah.
It's Cam's Uppers.
Cam's Uppers is the place to be. Fun living is the life for me.
It's Cam's Uppers, the segment of the show where I share something near and dear to my heart. Something that my mother typically finds
excruciatingly boring.
Or?
Sometimes entertaining.
Or?
A little bit of both.
Okay, I'm leaning. This is starting to sound a little positive there.
It's growing on me.
It's growing on you, this
We'll
segment?
see what this segment is about.
It must be the 100th time I've done this. It's finally growing on you. That's good. It's Cam's Uppers. So, as you know, as the lonely bull that I am, I'm constantly researching community. You know this?
I'm falling asleep. What?
Community, the idea of community. I think this is the root of all of our issues. I've talked about that on the show before.
But this is true.
That we need community.
We do.
It's a Harvard professor named Robert Putnam. He specializes in this idea. He wrote Bowling Alone. You know, the whole idea about bowling alone we've talked about on the show, I think.
Bowling alone or bullying alone?
Bowling.
Oh, because now that you got bull in my mind.
He used it, the whole, just to catch everyone up, he studied how, like, there used to be all these community events like bowling leagues, right?
Okay.
And you'd go to the bowling alley and you'd see all these people there hanging out, drinking beers, blah, blah, blah. Now if you go to a bowling alley, the only thing you see, individual people on each lane practicing their own sport of bowling. So people are bowling alone.
I've never seen that before.
It's fucking devastating.
Do you remember for
when
birthday?
Was the last time you went to a fucking bowling alley?
Remember you had all your birthday parties at the bowling alley, and they'd have the neon lights come on, and it'd glow in the dark, and a lot of fun.
There's no bowling leagues anymore. People are just bowling alone, practicing their own goddamn sport.
Your father was an expert bowler, by the way.
Do not start this shit. I see where you're going with this. You're trying to fucking usurp Cam's Uppers, and I'm just trying to get back on track.
All right, so what's the point?
So there's a specific idea that he talked about on a podcast I listened to. I've been listening to him nonstop. Okay? He talks about bonding versus bridging social capital. Okay. Let me break this down.
Please do not.
Yes, I am.
No.
Social capital, you know what this... No, don't give me the fucking fingers. Social capital is community, okay? So there's bonding community and bridging community. Bonding community is when you make friends with people who are just like you, okay?
Okay.
So fucking... You look at some of my friends, they even look like me.
That is true.
Fucking these white, Jewish, neurotic, whatever.
This is your community?
This is my community.
Okay.
This is my bonding community,
okay.
Right? And then you have the bridging social capital, bridging community. This is where you're friends with people who are not like you. And
I'm into bridging.
You're into bridging. We need both.
No, I'm saying I don't. There's nobody like me, so I have to be into bridging.
That is true.
My community is not very similar to me. It's not the same color.
You do have a lot of bridging social capital.
It's completely different from me.
His point is we need both. However, nowadays, we really, because of all of our isolation, everything like this, we lack the latter. We lack bridging social capital. We tend to be friends with people who are just like us, not friends with people who look and think differently than us, which is why we have so much political polarization and social polarization in our country these days.
Well, at least I'm a bridger.
You're a fucking bridger. But I mean, how many Republicans are you actually like having regular conversations with, and
Republicans?
Yeah.
0.
Okay, so
I
not
actually
so
don't-
much of a bridge.
I don't even talk-
We
I don't
tend to
talk
be
politics.
geographically.
I stay away from
separate.
politics.
I'm just saying, a lot of our country's issues right now is a result of homogenous friend groups and all this. Anyway, this is something that's been very much on my mind.
They say you live longer if you're part of a community.
What kind of bullshit? What is this? What kind of? This is your fucking takeaway from Cam's
Yes.
Uppers?
Thank you for sharing that, Cam.
I thought this was interesting. If
It
anyone
is.
out there thinks this is interesting, I hope you enjoyed it, because clearly my mother wasn't fucking thinking
I know
one
about
thought about
bridging
this.
versus
bonding.
bonding. Well, and maybe you should try
And
bridging.
I'm not saying, by the way, bonding is a bad. To be
I
friends with
need
people
more
that are like
bonding. You need more bridging.
you. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I like to bridge with your friend group, and that would that be considered bonding then?
No, that's bridging. You would be very different.
Still
You look
bridging.
very different than my friends, is what I'm trying to say.
If you guys like Cam's Uppers, please let us know in a text.
All right, 310-356.
3920.
It's Cam's Uppers. We've reached the end of the show, folks.
Yep, and it's been a riveting one.
A riveting one in, my friends, this is your last chance to dance. We are doing a Patreon party on July 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
You guys have got to join us, and the
You
only way you
got
can
to
join us is by joining Patreon. Patreon is patreon.com/sex talk with my mom.
We got a Zoom party. We got bring your freaky little furry friends. We're going to hang out with all the listeners. and
Why do you
all
always say furry friends? Who are they bringing? Their animals?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like little, they're going to dress as
Like
furries.
they're furries?
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to dress as a furry and come to the Freak Fest,
Might as
I'd
well.
love that. I want to thank everyone on Patreon making the show possible. Really helps us out, cover the costs of this production, which
Because, as you know,
are steep.
it's steep, but we are all over now, as evidenced by that comment earlier.
That's right.
So we are on YouTube, and you can watch us there. So go to youtube.com/sex talk with my mom and check us out.
We got a rating and review I wanted to read,
I'd like to hear it.
because we love when you leave us ratings and reviews. It really helps us out as well. It gets us to the top of those charts, allows people to find us more easily. This is 5 stars. You want to read this, Mother?
No, you can read it.
Great. This says sexually is the subject line, 5 stars. Do you remember me? It's been a while. This is Matthew G. And I still want to have high sexual relationship sex with you, Karen.
Oh, high sexual. I'm glad he wants, because I would be really bored with the low sexual relationship sex.
Do you think he meant by weed that high?
No, I think he meant like, in terms of like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really high.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to swing like Tom with me in the jungle.
See, he's describing his sex as high sexual relationships.
He has maybe he has a high sex drive, Matthew G.
Matthew G.
But thank you for the
The
5-star
G-man.
review, Matt.
He's the fucking G spot right there.
Oh yeah. And you know what time it is?
Thank you, Matt G. I'm so even in this fucking horny ass rating and review, I'm still grateful that you're supporting our show despite you fucking hitting on my mom in front of me and the world. It's fine. If you're gonna do that, listen to any of the listeners out there. If it takes you hitting on my mother, use the fucking rating and reviews to do it.
What?
I don't care.
You can hit on Cam. How's that?
You want to hit on me? That's even better.
He might end up dreaming about you.
That's right. Fucking texting you in the morning saying, I hope this is not disturbing your day. You want to sing them out, Moot?
And let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and having sex flying in the trees.
Mom?
Oh my God.
You're fucking on it.
I
You're
was
on it.
On it.
Fucking on it.
Woo!
You rhyme trees with trees.
Whoa. Yeah. We love you guys.
Love you guys. Big thank you to Tom for coming on the show. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
You were listening to a Pleasure Podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.